COVID-19 restrictions came down, I made a point to tell my family that we weren't going to panic. I felt like it was my responsibility to say that. As a husband, as a father, as leader of my family, I felt it was incumbent for me to reassure those that are closer to me. Things begin to change so rapidly day to day in terms of what you could and could not do. From stores closing, hours changing, increased mandate for folks to wear protective gloves, as well as, folks to stay home altogether. A lot of changes, and my family had to make a lot of adjustments. Some of these changes I kind of resisted. It's eerie to watch people walk down the street with masks on. You see them walking their dogs, you see them on bus stops, etc. Just doing day-to-day normal activity. And I didn't want to make these adjustments so quickly when my family was already, struggling to adjust to being at home. Took my daughter being out of school, away from her friends, teachers, her day-to-day, her routine, and having to share a space with her mother and I as we work, and she had space to work for school. I thought making the changes, wearing gloves and masks, particularly the mask, I thought it was too much. I thought it was unnecessary to an extent. I didn't want to scare my family. I personally don't like change. I do not live in fear any other time, particularly being a black man in America and the experiences that I may come across or those I know may come across. It's always a sense of emergency in a lot of black communities across the nation. And I was reluctant to succumb to fear. And I still am reluctant to come to fear and panic and allow that to control my life as well as the lives of my family. So as now wearing masks becomes a mandate, I began to embrace the idea to the extent of, for one, being a responsible husband and father, being a responsible youth advocate, someone who works with youth and families as a social worker, and someone who works with youth in the community, just making responsible decisions for people I care about and my community at large. The brilliance of the black community to improvise and make masks that express cultural pride and fashion and identity as a whole, I've become impressed with and appreciating it, and I've become more open to the idea of wearing masks. Even though I don't necessarily like it, I've become more open to the idea. And as reports come out about how black communities are disproportionately impacted, and we heard about the reports of our brothers and sisters incarcerated dealing with the coronavirus, I know it's critical for me to be responsible and encourage my family and other people to be safe first and foremost. My community, black community, faces enough, and I'm more than confident we'll get through this. But I want us to continue to be safe. And as someone who cares about his community, who is an advocate for the betterment of his community, I think it's incumbent upon me to help ensure the well-being of my community and my family.